about what women want. You think it's your looks, your money, your height. No, it's none of that. The truth is brutal, and most men will never hear it. Most men will keep texting the wrong way, saying the wrong things, thinking they're getting closer, when in reality, every word they send is pushing her further away. And here's the worst part, she'll never tell you, she'll just disappear, she'll ghost, she'll say she's busy, but deep down she's bored. Unmoved, unimpressed, because you're texting like every other man, and if she's already seen your kind, why should she choose you? This video will destroy everything you thought you knew about how to turn her on, not through pressure, not through begging, but through presence, through power, through understanding the psychology of desire so deeply, she feels something shift the moment your message lands in her inbox. What if I told you one sentence, one well-laced, confident line could pull her attention like a magnet? Not because it's sexual, but because it's masculine, intentional, irresistible. If you're tired of being ignored, left on read, or treated like an option, this is the moment everything changes. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn what 95% of men never will. Not theory, not tricks, but the raw truth behind what actually turns her on before you even touch her. This isn't a game, it's a mindset shift. The kind that makes her remember you, crave you, obsess over you. Don't skip, don't click away, because if you miss this, you'll keep playing a losing game. But if you stay, you'll finally learn how to speak to her in the one place it actually matters, her mind. And once you do that, the rest will follow. Most men completely misunderstand what turns a woman on. It's not the words themselves, it's the energy behind them. You see, a man who texts out of desperation, out of a need to impress or be accepted, emits one of the most unattractive signals in the human mating game, insecurity. And women can smell it instantly, not just through your body language, but in every word you type. The overuse of emojis, the constant double texts, the way you ask for permission instead of leading. These aren't just harmless habits. They're subconscious admissions that you don't see yourself as the prize. Confidence isn't about arrogance or aggression. It's about certainty, and certainty is deeply tied to self-worth. When a man knows his value, he doesn't chase validation. He doesn't text her 20 times hoping for a reply. He doesn't need to fish for compliments. Why? Because he's already anchored in who he is. He's grounded, centered, and that energy bleeds through everything, even the words on a screen. A confident man doesn't just wait for a response, he assumes one. He texts with intent. He doesn't open with boring, tired lines like "wid" or "hey beautiful." He opens with impact. He says something that makes her stop, pause, feel. He disrupts her pattern. He's not trying to be liked. He's trying to be remembered. And that's the real secret. Confidence isn't loud. It's not forced. It's calm, quiet, and magnetic. It doesn't chase, it draws. And psychologically speaking, this is rooted in how we're wired. Women evolved to seek safety and strength. But strength isn't always physical. It's emotional, psychological. When a man shows he's secure in himself, that he doesn't flinch when ignored, that he doesn't lose his frame over a delayed reply, he's signaling a hive, trait, emotional independence. That's what creates desire, because women don't just want your attention. They want to feel chosen by someone who doesn't give it easily. So when you text, it's not just communication, it's projection. You're not sending messages, you're sending signals. Every word says something about how you see yourself, and if you're seeking her validation through your phone, she will sense it. And she'll pull away, not because she's cruel, but because on a biological level, she's searching for a man who can contain her energy, not collapse under it. Remember, she doesn't want to mother you, reassure you, or fix yourself. Steam through conversation. She wants to feel you, feel your presence, feel your strength, and none of that can happen if you're texting like you're walking on eggshells. If you want her to desire you, don't beg for her attention. Assume it. Speak like you've already won her mind, and now you're offering her the thrill of stepping into your world. That's what makes her lean in. That's what makes her respond with curiosity, with heat, with hunger. Because in the end, the man who knows he's the prize doesn't just get replies, he gets remembered. Seduction, for most men, is thought of as a physical game. What to wear, how to look, when to make a move. But the truth is far more psychological, far more intimate, and far more powerful than that. The body is easy to touch. What most men never learn is how to touch a woman's mind. And that's where real desire begins. Think about it. A woman's body can be with you while her mind is somewhere else. And that's not intimacy, that's performance. But when her mind is locked on you, when her thoughts spiral around what you said, how you said it, and what it made her feel, that's when she wants to give you everything. Voluntarily, enthusiastically, craving more. You don't get to that level by being obvious. You get there by understanding that women respond not to pressure, but to tension. Subtle emotional tension. The space between what's said and what's implied. The mystery behind your confidence. The way you text that leaves room for imagination, interpretation, and anticipation. That's what lights her up. Because psychologically, women crave emotional polarity. That means she wants to feel your masculine energy, not just in dominance, but in direction, clarity, and intention. A confident, well-composed message that makes her feel both seen and challenged can do far more than a picture of abs or a late, night you up text. Why? Because it activates her fantasy mind, her emotional world, and that's the part of her that controls desire. A man who knows how to write one sentence that makes her pause, makes her think, is already more dangerous than the man who sends 10 shirtless selfies. That's not a guess. That's evolutionary psychology. When a woman is emotionally stimulated, the mind produces dopamine, anticipation spikes, and desire builds. She starts imagining, projecting, fantasizing, and that makes her feel connected, even before a single touch. This is why seduction is not about being vulgar or explicit. In fact, the best seduction is suggestive. It's playful. It walks the line between confidence and curiosity. You don't need to be graphic to be sexual. You need to be intentional. You need to say things that stir the part of her that wants to feel chosen, but not controlled. Desired, but not dominated. Seen, but not smothered. So don't rush to send her the kind of messages you think she wants to hear. Send her what wakes her mind up. Send her what breaks her scroll, what lingers in her chest after she locks her phone. Because once her thoughts are on you, her desire will follow. And that's the point most men miss entirely. You're not trying to get her into bed. You're trying to get her into thought, into the moment, into herself through you. Seduction isn't loud. It doesn't beg, it doesn't chase, it whispers through the mind, and if you do it right, her body will beg to follow. Most men text women from a place of hope. They hope she replies, they hope she's interested, they hope they don't say the wrong thing, and that's exactly why they lose her attention before the conversation even starts. Because hope in this context is weakness in disguise. It's passive, it's reactive. It's the energy of a man who's waiting for something to happen to him, instead of creating something from him. Women feel that and they withdraw. Al, your man doesn't hope, he leads. He sends messages with intention. Not randomness, not desperation, not out of boredom or loneliness, but from a clear, grounded place inside him that says, "This is who I am. This is what I want. Come if you can match the energy." And that doesn't mean being controlling. It means offering direction. A woman doesn't want a man who needs her to plan every interaction. She wants a man who sets the tone, creates the mood, and builds a space she can step into with trust and excitement. That might sound simple, but it's rare, because most men are afraid to claim their desires directly. They fear rejection, so they tiptoe, they overthink, they soften their language to appear more safe. And in doing so, they erase the very spark that draws a woman in. You don't get her attention by asking if she's free. You get it by assuming she'll want to be, and then making it worth her time. You don't text, "Let me know if you want to hang out." You say, "I'm picking you up at 8. Dress for heat, not comfort." That's not arrogance. That's intent, and intent is power. When you text from intent, you shift the frame. You become the man who knows what he wants and doesn't hesitate to go